The Jungle Book, 2016. The Jungle Book is a Disney live-action remake of The Jungle Book, and it came out in 2016, directed by Jon Favreau, and has the voice casts of Bill Murray, Ben Kingsley, Idris Elba, Lupita Nyong'o, Scarlett Johansson, Christopher Walken. Awesome voice cast. It is similar to the story of the animated Jungle Book film, with a few changes. Story follows a man cub named Mowgli who was raised by wolves. However, he decides to leave the jungle after he hears a vicious tiger named Shere, voiced by Idris Elba, who hates man with a vengeance, and he's out to hunt and kill Mowgli. While he tries to survive in the jungle, a Black Panther named Bagheera, voiced by Ben Kingsley, tries to help him, along with a lovable bear named BALOO, voiced by Bill Murray. Now, as a kid, I grew up watching the original 1967 Jungle Book movie, and I enjoyed it very much. I still enjoy it to this day. And when I heard that Disney was making a live-action remake of The Jungle Book, I was interested, and I was even more interested that Jon Favreau was directing it. I think Jon Favreau is a good director. This is the guy who started the Marvel Cinematic Universe with the great Iron Man. Even though he has made a few films in his career, Iron Man 2, Cowboys and Aliens, I still think he's a good director. And at the time when this movie was coming out, I remember seeing a video of him at D23, and he said how much he loved the animated film and he was excited to make this film, and that gives me hope that he was going to do a good job with this film. And the trailers for this movie were surprisingly pretty good, and it got me excited for this movie. And when I saw this movie in 2016, I really enjoyed it. And years later, I think it's a great movie, and by far, Disney's best live-action remake yet. I love this movie. Easily my favorite Disney live-action remake. The Jungle Book 2016 is a great movie, and I think it's just as good as the animated film, if not better. First on my positives, the visuals. Just wow. Just outstanding visuals in this movie. Just some of the best CGI work I have seen in years. I loved watching the behind the scenes of this movie when this film was shot on a blue screen, and compare that to what you see on screen. Is absolutely marvelous. Just hats off to the CGI team for pulling this off. Just, it's amazing what they did with this movie. The fur or skin on each animals, their movements, the noises. It is all amazing just how well they captured the animals in this movie, as well as the jungle, with the environments and the location, also with the great attention to detail in every scene. It's just absolutely remarkable with this CGI. And this film won the Oscar for Best Visual Effects. Very well deserved. Just fantastic visuals in this movie. I thought the actor who played Mowgli, NEEL, I thought he did a pretty good job in this movie. For a child actor to act around CGI effects, he did a pretty good job with that, and I'm amazed he did a good job with that. Although maybe a few scenes you can tell he's not sure what he's acting to in there, but he was young, not a lot of experience, but didn't really bother me that much, and I still thought he gave a pretty good performance in this movie. And I also liked how he put a lot of emotion in his performance, and what I really liked about Mowgli in this movie is he's actually smart. He actually makes a lot of inventions, and you get to see his survival skills, which I really liked. I like seeing how smart this Mowgli is, how much of a survivor is he. It was very different to the Mowgli in the animated film, and I really liked that. And along with a great voice cast too that was perfectly cast. Bill Murray as the carefree and happy-go-lucky bear BALOO. Pretty much perfect casting right there. Ben Kingsley is great as a wise mentor, Bagheera to Mowgli. He was great in this movie. Lupita Nyong'o is also great as Mowgli's wolf mother, Raksha. She's very strong and willing to do anything to protect her wolf children and Mowgli. And even though Kaa has a smaller role compared to the animated film, she's only in one scene. But that one scene was great, and I really loved the voice Scarlett Johansson used in that scene. Very hypnotic in that scene, just great scene. And I liked how they didn't make Kaa a pointless character in this movie. She still added something to this movie, explaining Mowgli's backstory and the presence of the red flower, which is what the animals call fire in this film, and I still thought she added something into this movie despite having one scene. And Christopher Walken was very entertaining as the Gigantopithecus King Louie, and hearing him sing "I Want to Be Like You" was very entertaining and brought a smile to my face. However, the standout of this entire film, Idris Elba as Shere, wow, is he amazing in this movie. Although this Shere Khan is not as elegant or as charismatic as in the animated film, this Shere Khan is terrifying. Just how ruthless and intimidating he is in every scene. And the amount of fear, dread, and tension Idris Elba brought to every scene he's in. Idris Elba was so great as Shere Khan, and honestly, I think I like this Shere Khan more than the animated film, just how scary he is, just how much he hates man with a vengeance, and Idris Elba was the perfect choice to voice Shere Khan. He was so good in this movie. And Jon Favreau did a great job directing this movie, not only with the CGI, but also bringing something new to the story, trying to make it stand on its own well. And there are changes in this movie. Characters that didn't have a big role in the animated film have bigger roles in this film. Khal's only in it for one scene. The wolves actually have a bigger role in this movie. And the elephants have a bigger role in this movie. And I felt like these changes worked well in the story and stood well on its own. And I did like how well Jon Favreau balanced the tones, knowing when to have the fun and lighthearted scenes in this movie while also bringing some serious and intense scenes and balancing those tones really well without it being a tonal mess. And although the ending is very different from the animated film, and I do prefer the ending of the animated film, but I actually didn't mind the ending that they went with, and again, like with the changes, I think it worked well in the story and it was still a happy ending. And as for issues or nitpicks, I would say it would be the songs in this movie. Now, there are two songs in this movie, The Bare Necessities and I Wanna Be Like You, both entertaining, but I felt like the singing on those songs were a bit weak and weren't quite as catchy as the songs in the original film, since the songs in the original are so memorable. Overall, The Jungle Book 2016 is a great Disney live-action remake and by far the best one. It's got incredible visuals, a strong cast, it's fun, exciting, and even heartfelt. I love this movie. It's one of my favorite films of 2016. Although I wasn't sure about the idea of Disney doing a live-action remake of The Lion King, my favorite Disney movie of all time, and I'm wearing a Lion King shirt right now, and since it's coming out in July and directed by Jon Favreau, I'm looking forward to it, and I think he'll do a good job with this movie. Since I love what he did with The Jungle Book 2016, I think he'll do a good job with The Lion King, and I'm looking forward to it. So overall, I am going to give The Jungle Book 2016 4.5 stars out of 5. One of my favorite films of 2016. I surprisingly love this movie. If you have not rewatched this film in a while, and if you're thinking about rewatching it, definitely give it a rewatch. It's a great movie, and if you have not seen this film, definitely check it out. It's a great movie and by far Disney's best live-action remake, and I'm looking forward to see what Jon Favreau does with The Lion King in July. And next up on the Disney live-action remakes or reimaginings is Alice Through the Looking Glass. Oh, great. And that's the next review. So what do you guys think of The Jungle Book 2016? Do you agree? Disagree with me? Let me know below. Make sure to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe if you're new here. It really means a lot. I'm Jack Benner, and look forward to another movie review.